Do you suffer from musician's focal dystonia and you're tired of searching on the internet and going from one site to another, but you're still not clear about it and don't know where to start? If this is the case, I'd like to share with you a few basic concepts for a better understanding of this condition, and at the end of the video, I suggest you an exercise that I'm sure is going to help you. This is Walter Silva. I'm a guitarist and composer, and I'm fully recovered from musician's focal dystonia. So welcome to my channel, Guitarrist Focal Dystonia. In the first place, in order to overcome focal dystonia, we need to understand exactly what it is about. Apart from the definitions and labels we already know, I think that we should see this condition just as a movement disorder. And now the first step to approach this movement disorder is our mindset. So in this video, we're going to focus only on this. But what is mindset? Well, mindset is just the correct attitude, toxic thoughts free, that we need to approach this movement disorder efficiently, in an effective and objective way, with no fears and without judging the movement. Now let's see what are the steps to follow to develop this particular mindset. The first step is acceptance. That means that we must accept our current situation and stop feeling attachment to the performer we used to be before dystonia. Why this? Because if we are stuck in complaining, feeling sorry for ourselves, we are not able to focus completely on the symptom observation and the way to fix it. Therefore, we must unlink ourselves emotionally from the symptom to be able to approach the problem in an objective way, based exclusively on movement observation and analysis. If acceptance was the first step, this leads to the second step, which is emotional cleansing. Emotional cleansing is getting rid of our toxic thoughts and negative emotions that contaminate movement. This demands from ourselves a deep reflection on those recurring thoughts that are rolling around in our head while we are practicing, even without being aware of it. Usually some of these toxic thoughts are obsession over virtuosity and perfectionism, an excessive urgency to accomplish your goals on your instrument, excessive self-demand, urge to prove ourselves to others, and so many others. But the worst of all this is that we got used to these kind of thoughts and consider them something normal and even necessary in order to improve as a performer. So these thoughts were continuously coming into our head all the time during our studies of music or our musical career. So we subconsciously learned to perceive our professional world as a hostile environment, like if we were in a jungle in which we have to do whatever to survive. So this is absolutely devastating, stressful, and unbearable. As a result of this, we can affirm that this particular perception of our professional environment is one of the main triggering factors of musicians' focal dystonia. Now then, toxic thoughts reinforce negative emotions like anxiety, fear, anger, depression, frustration, uncertainty. And these negative emotions affect our nervous system, and as a consequence of that, our sensory motor system. Although it's not easy being thoughtful about our toxic thoughts, it's even more difficult becoming aware of our negative emotions while we are playing our instrument. So how can we be aware of these negative emotions? Well, the answer is becoming aware of our body. Our body is the door to our emotions. So we should be gathering physical information from our body all the time while we are playing. Like if we are clenching our teeth or biting our lips, being aware of jaw tension and pain, tight trapezius, because it's very common to tense the muscles of the shoulder and the neck. Especially guitarists have the habit to turn our head to look at our fretboard hand. This causes a lot of tension in the right side of our neck. Being aware of our breathing, if we are blocking our breathing. Therefore, this leads to the third step to complete our mindset. And this is self-awareness. Self-awareness is the basis of aware movement and proprioception, but we'll discuss this deeply in another video. In the meantime, I want to propose you this particular exercise. So try to play a musical phrase, a simple arpeggio, or whatever it triggers the dystonia symptoms. And then play it again, but slowly, and freeze the movement exactly at the moment when the symptoms appear. And take your time to feel your body and your breathing. Are you aware of the muscle tension in your body? What about the emotions? Do you feel any particular emotion in that precise moment? Now play the phrase slower and so many times as necessary until you're able to gather all the physical and emotional information as much as possible. The next time when you play the phrase, freeze the movement and try to focus on every single muscle tension in your body, and through a deep and aware breathing starts to surrender and release tension. Be aware of how your nervous system is calming more and more. Play the phrase again, but this time focus on your emotions. And the next time you play it, when you freeze the movement, try to feel if some of these negative emotions you felt before are still there or they fade away. And now that your nervous system is calm, try to play the phrase at tempo and check out the small changes that happened. And if you like, you can email me from my website and tell me the results. If you like the video, you can give me a like and subscribe to my channel and my website, so I'll be able to keep you posted when I publish a new video. Thank you.